Catch their feed, and here it is. Oh, yeah. Let's get live here, boys. Take a look. Got ourselves Chen and Phantom Lancer for the side of TFT, with Wraith King and Crystal Maiden picked up for Team Spirit. Bans are as follows, with Mirana Wisp as well as the Phoenix for Team Spirit, and then Treant, Bane, Weaver, and Axe. So for right now, Wraith King looking like he's going to be in the off lane for the side of Team Spirit, but that's all, assumption, as Crystal Maiden, a good combination with the Wraith King. You get that arcane aura, you're able to throw out that stun a little bit more often, which is, nice if you do want to get aggressive. You could use that Crystal Nova, which is usually taken level 1 for Crystal Maiden for Team Spirit. And then for the side of TFT, you've got the Phantom Lancer as well as the Chen. So, I mean, Chen should be aggressive for the side of TFT. And then Phantom Lancer, you're trying to open it up, try and get him, farm here, possibly get a Diffusal, maybe go Shadow Blade. But I think it was like Hood and then Diffusal is the build for Phantom Lancer right now. I'm not 100% certain. I would ask my co-caster, but that's just me. So, that's all I could do is ask myself, and I think that's what the build was. And here we go. Winter Wyvern picked up here for Team Spirit. That's even more control for Team Spirit using the Winter's Curse. Obviously, at level 6, when you've got the ability to get that control, Splinter Blast early is really good harassment, as well as the fact that, again, you've got the Crystal Maiden Arcane Aura. Later into the game, say a little bit into the later laning stage, you'll be able to use this Splinter Blast as well as the Arctic Burn, possibly go for a couple of kills here. We'll see who's paired up with what, if Crystal Maiden's going to be in the off lane with Wraith King, or if Crystal Maiden will be safe lane. The same, again, with Winter Wyvern. And then Phantom Lancer and Chen, we'll see what they want to pair this up with. I just want to make sure my sound is all good. It seems like everything is at a good, stable volume. I might need to make the video a little bit louder, but I think we're all good, right? Seems all good to me. Just, let me know. So we'll see what they go in to pick here. Tiny's still available. I do like Tiny. He's one of those heroes that really can make things happen towards the mid-game, open up the map for Phantom Lancer. They go with the Dark Willow, which is going to be sitting in the support position with that Chen, another hero that can work on getting pickoffs, with the Bramble Maze, the Curse Crown, Shadow Realm Strike early. Level 6, solo target with Bedlam, that's 900 damage if it's a solo target. So, Dark Willow does come in and do quite a bit. And now they go to the Brewmaster. So, Wraith King looking like he's moving over into the safe lane role, as Brewmaster is going to be in the off lane, or in the 3 position. I shouldn't even say lanes, because sometimes you get those lane swaps where you're trying to find the better matchup. But Brewmaster in the 3 position, it's looking like. Wraith King here in the 1 spot. And then all they need right now is the mid. For TFT, of course, they've got their 2 supports, their safe laner, and now they'll go to the Storm over mid. So Storm picked up. Ball Lightning, he grabs that, especially with Dark Willow and Chen. He can be a little bit aggressive. And we'll see what they want to pick up, as they still need their 3 position, while Spirit needs their 2 mid laner. So, Brood's already banned out. You're going up against the Storm. Maybe they do something a little bit safe. They've got 2 tanky heroes what should be 2 tanky heroes in Brew as well as the Wraith King. So, maybe you fall back and go safe to the DK, but I'm not too certain about that. So we'll see if they go DK. Maybe they go Kunkka. They want a little bit more of that control with the X as well as the Torrent. But let's see. First pick's gonna be here for TFT. They need an offlaner. Bat Rider available if you want to go that direction. Enigma for team fight, which wouldn't be awful. As well as push. Centaur for sustain. And yeah, there it is. So Centaur in the offlane. That's going to give you blink initiation. I really do like this. It sets up quite a bit for your team. Stampede as well is going to be really nice for initiating. And now what do you counter with this? What do you want to go over with mid? And it ends up being an Alk. Cool. Alright, so they go with the Alk last. It's going to be Skitter on the Wraith King, Biver on the Crystal Maiden, FNG with the Winter Wyvern, and Hesta Joe on the Brew. As for TFT, you've got Jonas Fan on the Centaur War Runner, Arrow with the Dark Willow, Frost with the Phantom Lancer, Hanskin with the Chen, and then Chessie with the Storm. Alright, we're a little silent here. I'm scared, guys. I didn't touch anything. My hands are literally in my pockets right now. Hear a little bit of that music. It's the English dub version, guys. It's like when you watch Attack on Titan in the English dub. Maybe you get a little bit of that DBZ in you. Ha ha ha, that was very funny. I agree. These are the odds. I don't know why I'm getting into Arnold Schwarzenegger there. My impersonations aren't great. I'll put you you know, it's not good, guys. I like those glasses though. They're looking really good. He looks happy. He looks like he's ready for game 1. I think we're all excited at this point. We've been waiting for some time. We do want to make this all kind of happen here. And we're ready to go. Can I pretend to dub translate the 3 people? I'll do that next game. For now, I got to shut off chat. And we are going... Oh, listen to that jam! Hello, we are here to cast game. I hope you're enjoying yourself and... you are enjoying yourself too. This is... the signs are switched behind us. This is such a amazing time here. Here we go, guys. Game 1 between TFT and Team Spirit. I think my volume's pretty good. I think so. Again, I'll just be waiting for your signal in the chat to let me know everything is A-okay. But... taking a look is Chen, no vision to spot this gank coming out from the side of Team Spirit. Hanskin in a little bit of trouble, but now he spots Hesta Joe. He's on the run with the rest of the team in tow, except for the Wraith King. FNG unable to get there, possibly get the Arctic Burn on him, and meanwhile over top, they do have the Wraith King here to maybe go for this top bounty room, but that's probably not going to happen. Skitters away, Weaver style, and... now we took a look at Jonas Fan as well as Era, making sure that they grab this top and Dire and Radiant top bounty runes. As for the bottom bounty runes, they should be grabbed by the side of Team Spirit. Hesta Joe is going to grab his, as well as Biver grabbing the one on the Radiant side. And here we go. 2 bounty runes apiece. We are good to go. Dead even. Promo code is 75R73. If you want to put that in. But mid-matchup here is actually going to be the Phantom Lancer against G. During NADCL earlier today, we saw an Alchemist but he didn't use the acid spray until level 4. It was very odd, but already sitting here 3-0. G doing a pretty good job. These creeps will be pushed all the way under tower, make it hard for Frost to get those last hits. And G will finally put down the acid spray. We get a look at all 3 lanes here. This is the most production I've had in so long. But we see FNG and Skitter over towards top against this Centaur. Phantom Lancer over mid, and Chessie's actually going to be in the safe lane. On this Storm against the Chen, or with the Chen against the Brew. So now Era finally makes his way over towards top. It's a 2v2 over there. 2v2 bottom. So we got the 2-1-2 going on at the moment. As for right now, Frost is doing a pretty good job at 5-2, but G is okay himself. Spirit Lance on a little bit of cooldown. Doesn't take Doppelganger just yet, but using that Spirit Lance to harass G, especially before he gets that level 6, before he gets that regen. I wouldn't be surprised to see Chen make a rotation. Possibly the Dark Willow come over. Especially, you know, to try and take advantage early when the Arcane Aura is maybe not doing as much. These heroes aren't as strong, but Centaur doing a really good job, 10-2. As we get that bottom rune, it will be the regen rune. I'm loving this right now. I never really get this much production in my life. But over bottom, Chessie's here. It's an interesting matchup with Storm. But over top, Skitter trying to run away. The Shadow Realm Strike comes through from Era. Just not enough damage as Jonas Infant tries to go for the last hit onto this Wraith King. FNG using that Arctic Burn to slow down TFT's approach onto Skitter. Looking very close here. Centaur does have the Hoof Stomp as well as the Double Edge, so for right now, the game stays even and no first blood given up on either side just yet. Let's see. Hanskin roaming around, looking for the right creep. Looking Wild Wing right now. And we'll start to farm the jungle. He's, you know, I'm hoping to get an ensnare eventually. Or a net of some sort towards a gank of one of these outside lanes. Or maybe even over mid. They want to take advantage of killing off the Alchemist before he hits that level 6 and gets that regen. But Skitter taking a lot of damage, as is FNG. Into the Shadow Realm, this Dark Willow will go. Actually hits FNG pretty hard. Splinter Blast comes out. And just has to move back as Wraith King sitting here with one tango, but ready to bring in another salve as well as another set of tangos. Then we take a look over here bottom. Wild Wing doing a lot of damage on a Hested Joe. Pushing him back, and he's got himself 2 tangos as well as a mango. 9 charges on that stick. Now they go in deep for FNG. Behind this tier 1 tower, look for the double edge, and Jonas Infant will get the first blood here for the side of TFT. So first blood coming out for TFT. 22-5 for the Centaur. We'll watch as Skitter drops this time to Era. This top lane doing a really good job right now for TFT. Taking out both the Wraith King as well as the Winter Wyvern. And now Frost going in deep on a G. He's a full level ahead of this Alchemist at the moment. As one of the Doppelganger, 3 in the Phantom Rush, has another set of tangos coming to him. Well, let's see. I mean, this is... It's hard sometimes when you don't have control of everything you definitely would like. I want to click on some heroes here. I want to take a look at some inventories, but I gotta figure it out. I don't have a second guy next to me on in-game, but Wraithfire Blast coming out from Skitter as well as the Splinter Blast, but they've got the Hoof Stomp as well as the Bramble Maze laid down. Double Edge comes out, and then the last shot comes in from Era. They look over at Skitter. This is now 3 kills in his top lane. Meanwhile, over bottom, Hanskin getting low. Oh, Hested Joe slowed up. Chessie slows up Hested Joe. It may not be enough to keep Hanskin alive, but it's definitely making space all over the map. Meanwhile, Biver goes down to Chessie. So it's a 1-for-1 overall. And Hesta Joe finally gets the kill, but it takes a touch longer than he would have liked, and I think that does cost him the life of that Crystal Maiden. So, a 1,000 net worth lead so far for the side of TFT. As, Chessie taking a lot of damage with the Crystal Nova coming in from Biver to help Hesta Joe get the kill on to Chessie, and this is exactly what you'd like here for this brew. We'll see him possibly go into the Blink Dagger a little bit later on. He's going to be your Blink Initiator. I would assume that Wraith King gets a Blink too, possibly even the Alchemist, depending on the build he wants to go for. Maybe we see a Radiance build come out from the Alchemist with a Blink later on when you've got the Unstable Concoction cooldown reduction, as well as the damage. You're using that to try and... well, one, it does a lot of damage once you get the damage addition, but having that stun so often is really good to initiate in these fights, and then you usually have a second stun coming in later in the fight as Skitter goes down over top. Era gets the kill. FNG in a little bit of trouble as the Curse Crown's placed onto him. But again, another kill here over top for TFT, and they actually go for the Hoof Stomp, possibly the Double Edge to follow it up, but since he's under the tower, he has to be very careful. Almost dies here. FNG, now with the Arctic Burn, throws the slow onto Era. They'll get the kill on FNG, but might cost Era's life. Into the Shadow Realm he'll go, so he's safe to just TP back to base. So Tranquil is picked up here for both the Dark Will as well as the Crystal Maiden. Still just a 1,000 net worth lead. As Frost doesn't really quite care for the tier 1 tower over mid as he's continuing to farm with the help of Hanskin. But Hesta Joe comes over with Biver. FNG's made his way in. There's the Frostbite Hoof Stomp from this little Centaur. Control creep from Chen, but it's not going to matter. That's an easy bit of gold and a kill here for FNG and Team Spirit. So 6-3 overall. Alchemist only sitting here with 33 last hits while Frost is at 49 and 21, really dominating that lane. Eventually see where Alchemist is in terms of net worth, but you always know it's a good sign when you're ahead of an Alchemist early game. Ooh, Phantom Rush. As well as the Stampede coming out. It looked as though the Dark Will was going to try and go in on FNG or possibly Biver, but I didn't really get a good look at that, and the Shadow Realm Strike's just going to be thrown at FNG. Era's still here with the double damage. Looks over at G for just a moment. Maybe just some harassment as he tries to farm the jungle. There's Frost in here in the jungle as well. And there's a smoke in over bottom. Chessie gets the kill on a Skitter. He came over bottom, but it's still the same result. Not much changing for Team Spirit in that aspect. But Era taking a lot of damage into the Shadow Realm. He goes, throws down the Bramble Maze. Will end up falling. FNG taking a lot of damage there with the Curse Crown coming out, but he's got the Cold Embrace to stay alive. And Era is actually on a 4x kill streak. And Hesta Joe will take the gold from that as he gets the kill onto this Dark Willow. But still, TFT continuing to extend their lead, open up space for the Phantom Lancers. Phantom Lancer. Excuse me, it's been a long night. But Centaur, you're looking to find a Blink on the Centaur. Blink, Hoof Stomp. Try to initiate that way as we take a bigger look at this map for some reason. I haven't been told yet by production. Production's saying we want the bigger map for no reason. But we're taking a look as over bottom, I believe Frost was trying to go in onto Skitter. But Skitter now level 6. And meanwhile, Shockwave comes out. FNG using that Arctic Burn comes over to find that ward, takes it out. The vision gone there for TFT, but Ball Lightning all the way in. Still looking for FNG. The Shadow Realm Strike comes out as well. The Cold Embrace is not going to keep this FNG Winter Wyvern alive as they look over at Biver. There'll be a second kill. Double kill here for Chessie. Skitter trying to turn it around with Hesta Joe, who is level 8, so he does have that primal split, and he will use it before he gets hit with a Cursed Crown. Skitter, though, stunned up by the Centaur. The chase is on, looking for Hanskin. The Stampede's going to be used by the Centaur. Still looking for a victim here, looking maybe over at Chessie. Has all 3 Brewlings chasing. Hanskin comes over, maybe to give up his life. We'll see if he ends up dying for this. And back to form is Hesta Joe, so Hanskin never actually even falls. And it's a couple kills there for TFT, and they lose nothing for it. So it's turned into a 4,000 net worth lead. We finally take a look at the net worth here, as Alec is only up on Frost by about 200 gold. That is definitely not where you want to be if you're an alchemist. That's for sure. 11 minutes in, 4,000 net worth lead. Ball lightning over, looking for Hesta Joe. He doesn't have that primal split. They've got Frost here. Uses that Thunderclap. Now the Arctic Burn comes out onto Chessie. The Shockwave thrown from Hanskin. TFT not looking to pressure too hard as the Splinter Blast does hit pretty hard on the Chessie. Now ball lightning forward, Electric Vortex on FNG, trying to do enough damage to get this kill. He is level 6, and he's sent back by the Chen out of harm's way. And Cursed Crown comes out onto Skitter. Here goes Frost. Does have this reincarnation. They want to pop it. It's on a long cooldown, level 1. And with that, they'll just back off. They get it from a distance. So it really doesn't put them into harm's way to move in, and they don't get hit by the slows, so things looking good there for TFT to take yet another kill and continue to overwhelm on this map. They're actually using Frost a little bit differently than I thought they would. You know, sometimes you see this Phantom Lancer, he goes into the safe lane, you just try to open it up with the Storm Spirit and the Centaur, but this time around they sent the Storm over bottom while Frost went over mid, and Frost, 12 minutes in, he's the one who's been doing the harassment and moving around this map, being aggressive with the rest of his team. They have 6 on Storm, so everybody here is able to work in shutting down the side of Team Spirit. Ball lightning away. Jonas Enfant on the run. Hesta Joe here with FNG as well as Skitter. Bramble Maze laid down. It will stop Skitter, but they've got the Winter's Curse to hold in the Centaur after using the Stampede. The Terrorize comes through, stops Skitter. Electric Vortex on Hesta Joe. Now the TP attempt with the Hand of God used, but the stun comes out as the Brew Split is going to be committed by Hesta Joe. Jonas Enfant does a lot of damage before he ends up dropping a Biver, and now the chase is on for Chessie, but he'll ball lightning out of range. And it's just 1 kill, but it does cost them the Primal Split as well as the Winter's Curse. Another promo code coming out here, 6961. I believe that is for a giveaway they're doing. I do need to check, though. On skin, he's got himself the Arcane Boots. He's going into the mech. Eventually, we'll finish off the Guardian Greaves. And then we take a look at the Diffusal Blade almost finished for this Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile, over top, Hesta Joe goes down with the Bedlam used with Chessie in tow. Use that Bramble Maze as well as the Cursed Crown. Bedlam on a single target. If the creeps weren't there, Bedlam level 1 is in fact 900 damage. So, or 900 minus resistances and all that. But 900 damage nonetheless. Look over at Frost. Just about has it, and Kaya's going to be finished for the Storm. So they're really progressing on these items quite well. Kaya here for Storm. We'll see if he goes Kaya Orchid or Kaya Bloodstone. Centaur looking for the blink as he picks up the Hood and the Vanguard. So he's going to be very tanky here coming into the 15-20 minute mark. Jonas Enfant. Really can just stay forward with just how tanky he really is. He has Hanskin in tow with an Ensnare, a stun, 2 Shockwaves ready to go. They're going to go for this tier 2. We get this cinematic view. There it is. And we'll eventually take out this tier 2 with no retort coming in from the side of Team Spirit. G continuing to farm. Does finally have this Radiance. The question becomes, is it going to be enough? He does sit top of the net worth. That Radiance will, in fact, enhance his farm if he chooses to sit there and continue to farm. But meanwhile, ball lightning comes in from Chessie. The Drunken Haze is going to be thrown from Hesta Joe. The Stampede to disengage as they thought about going in, but the ball lightning was just a little short of where Biver was. Meanwhile, inside Roche is Shen as well as the Centaur for just a moment. They found the Hoof Stomp as well as the Double Edge onto Hesta Joe, who look into the Roche pit. They weren't exactly going for it, but the ball lightning moving forward for just a moment. The blink away from Hesta Joe. Skidder with the Wraith Fire Blast coming through, but Frost is here with the Diffusal Blade, putting Skidder really low on mana. The Winter's Curse is going to lock in Frost. The rest of the team backing off. The Skeletons pushing forward. The Primal Split used by this Brew. Hesta Joe trying to do all he can as he's cycloned up Jonas Senfan on this Centaur. Now they'll look for Hanskin. They'll get themselves 2 kills. Team Spirit, finally a fight in their favor. And they cut this net worth lead down to about even. Yes, that does come at the fact that they do have an Alchemist, but fight there finally, and they do get themselves about 1,300 gold in terms of net worth differential. So now taking that fight, taking the mid-tier 2. Still Jonas Senfan continuing to push. Just about has that Blink Dagger. And that's going to be a little bit of help with your initiation, where you've got the ball lightning and the electric vortex from the storm, but with this, you'll have blink into the hoof stomp, maybe something to go in with, then ball lightning. But it will be the Orchid next for the Storm Spirit, so Kaya Orchid instead of the Kaya Bloodstone. Silence is going to be pretty big here against this Team Spirit side. Silencing up the Winter Wyvern or the Crystal Maiden when you try and go in. To initiate, you possibly focus the supports and make sure that the Winter Wyvern cannot throw that Winter's Curse at you. But even after that loss, TFT going into Roche as we again take this cinematic view across the pit. But Bramble Maze laid down to make sure that nobody comes in. But the Curse, oh, Winter's Curse coming in on the Chessie. FNG gets the kill. Hesta Joe blinking in. There's the Thunderclap. He doesn't exactly have Primal Split just yet. Roche getting low. It's going to go down, and Frost picks up the Aegis. Now the Terrorize comes out on a Skidder, as well as Hesta Joe. But the Cold Embrace is there to keep him alive. They'll take out Skidder. He's not going to reincarnate himself as he was out of mana. Finally, the Freezing Field is dropped down by the Crystal Maiden of Biver, and they will take out the first life of this Phantom Lancer. But 3 heroes down on the side of TFT. They look over at Frost. The stun is thrown from G. Doppelganger trying to survive. Gets to the high ground. Such a lucky spot for Frost on this Phantom Lancer. But, oh, buffering coming out for just a moment. Frost trying to TP out. Blink with the Thunderclap from Hesta Joe. It's 4 kills here for the side of Team Spirit. Once again here. So we're now even at 11, and despite getting the Roche and the Aegis there, Team Spirit are again the benefactors of a really good fight. Alchemist is starting to come online. He's now 4,000 net worth above his Phantom Lancer. As well as, you know, the fact that Brew's kind of getting there, but Wraith King really struggling. 4,600 net worth. It's almost all in the Alchemist at the moment, but it really didn't stop them from taking that fight right there. And it all comes down to FNG landing a good Winter's Curse to start it all off. But for the side of TFT, the 3 cores here are about even in terms of net worth. Tornado just getting thrown out here. FNG has to Joe, thinking about crossing the river. FNG is going to be spotted. They'll look for the blink with the Thunderclap. Terra is going to be started as well as the Winter's Curse, locking in Jonas Enfant as well as Chessie. The stun charged up from G gets thrown onto Jonas Enfant, but the Stampede's used away. Chessie going in deep with the ball lightning. He's sent back by the Chen. This is where TFT want to disengage. The ulti's pulled out of the Alchemist as well as the Winter's Curse and the Primal Split. If they could get out scot-free after all these ults being used by Team Spirit, they'd be happy. And even giving up Hanskin would be, you know, enough for them to be okay with that engagement. They do back off. They don't find any kills for the side of TFT, but they pull out the Primal Split, Winter's Curse, the Alcult, the Chemical Rage. But meanwhile, this is Space Maid, Frost farming, going for the Manta style, and trying to keep his team in it. So not the worst in terms of engagement there for TFT. They really don't have vision of Frost continuing to farm their jungle. Hesta Joe does end up taking the bottom tier 1. Into the Shadow Realm, this Dark Willow will go, laying down the Bramble Maze. Skitter locked in for just a moment. Frost thinking about going in, but the rest of the team is there. They've got this ward on the high ground, so it did spot the rest of Team Spirit nearby. Blink Dagger at least being looked for here by Biver. And Semphon with the Blink Dagger. He's trying to get that Force Staff. Actually gets that Stampede forced out once he was hit with the Thunderclap. So Stampede will be on cooldown. He finally finishes off that Force Staff. Orchid here for the Storm. They're starting to pick up these next couple of items here for the side of TFT. We'll see if it's going to be enough. As they'll get the Orchid. They'll get the Force Staff, the Manta eventually here for the PL. While they're waiting on that Manta, here comes the 5-man smoke from the side of Team Spirit. They don't have vision on anybody on the side of TFT. Jonas Enfant is actually going to break the smoke there. The blinking from Hesta Joe. He goes immediately into the Primal Split. They'll get the stun onto the Alchemist as well as the Terrorize. He stuns himself. G in a little bit of trouble as the Electric Vortex is going to lock him in. But the Winter's Curse is there. They've got the Curse Crown. They'll get the kill. G's going to be the first one to fall as well as Hanskin on the side of TFT. They end up dropping Frost. That's going to be 2 dead for TFT as Team Spirit. They're looking to maybe get more. Jonas Enfant on the run. He's stunned up by the Brewing. And they also get the Courier. They look over at Era. Spike comes in, Hesta Joe pressuring, but Jonas Enfant so tanky, and now the Bedlam as well as Frost after buying back. Skitter goes down to Chessie off screen. But meanwhile, take out Skitter. And they lose G earlier in that fight. Hesta Joe able to get out of there, and it forces the buyback though out of Frost, and I don't believe he had that Manta style at that point. Chessie with that Orchid showing what he can do. The Stampede's going to be used. 3 heroes here as well as the Blink in from G. Throwing that Unstable Concoction. Jonas Enfant not really too healthy. The Radiance burns him away. As well as the right clicks coming in from G and the rest of the team moving forward. They finally get Jonas Enfant. They didn't get him in the last fight. But this time around, they do the job and take out this Centaur and still dead for 40 seconds. No buyback. So Frost pushed back on this Manta style, something he would have liked to pick up a little bit quicker. Still 700 gold away from finishing it, and now Frost might be in trouble once again. The Freezing Field laid down, and Biver's got the kill. Now he's dead for 76. He already bought back. He's dead for 70 seconds. Team Spirit, they have a huge opportunity here to possibly push. Maybe just farm and go for their next couple of items here and use this time to push out some lanes, farm their next items. But this is really bad for TFT now that they don't have Frost. Orchid comes out onto the Winter Wyvern. FNG in a little bit of trouble. They'll get the kill there on Team Spirit. The Bramble Maze is going to be laid down as well as the Cursed Crown. Biver on the run, finally stunned up. They've got the Primal Split being used by Hesta Joe, trying to get some control here. But they're in a little bit of trouble. Biver trying to TP, but there's the net with the ball lightning over and the double edge coming in from Jonas Enfant. They clean up Biver, and they're still looking for Hesta Joe, who's still here for some reason. And with the Electric Vortex, that's more than enough control with the silence coming out from Chessie as Era cleans him up. And 3 kills there for TFT without Frost. So about 2,500 net worth gained by TFT in that last exchange, and that's all without Frost in the mix. Buyback just about finished off here for Alk, and there it is. Got the Maelstrom going into the Mjolnir is the Wraith King. His farm is not great by any means, and now with Frost back up, TFT gonna smoke up. Scan comes out, doesn't spot anything. Might get the Winter Wyvern here. Blink, Hoof Stomp, Curse Crown, Ball Lightning. Easy kill on FNG. So smoke is used. It doesn't get a pick off. They still have Honskin smoked up, but it's not going to matter. A couple heroes coming over mid. Hesta Joe, one of them, actually spots this ward with the sentry already placed down. Meanwhile, the sun comes out on Jonas Enfant as well as Hesta Joe in the freezing field from Biver to get the kill. The fight's going to rage on a little bit lower as the stun thrown, but the Shadow Realm, nicely done. Keeping himself alive right now is Era. Honskin's going to be the second one to fall onto TFT, but Era in so much trouble. No way to TP out. Thunderclap kills him, and it's a 3-for-1 when all is said and done. They did lose FNG earlier, but they take 3 kills on the re-engage. So Team Spirit continuing to pull away here. Manta Style finally finished off for Frost. As well as the Crimson Guard coming out for Jonas Enfant. And Roche about to spawn in about 30 seconds or so. But we saw they did have a 5,000 net worth lead on the side of TFT. They'll go to clean up this top tier 1 for Team Spirit. This game's also even in XP, starting to head towards Team Spirit's side. Have the Skeletons, Skitter doing his job. G's here with the Octarine Core as well as the Blink Dagger. He's going into the Shiva's Guard, I think I saw real quick. And soon the Hyperstone here for Skitter as he really wants to finish off this Mjolnir. So we take a look at where he is in net worth. Biver is real close on the Crystal Maiden. Getting into that supporty area. But into the Roche pit they will go. The Centaur spots out this Roche attempt, but the Bramble Maze laid down. We'll see if TFT want to commit to this. Shockwave spotting the Roche. A little bit over half health. There's a stun charged up, blink forward, looking to throw it out on somebody, but Frost hit with the Drunken Haze as well as the Ball Lightning coming in deep. They've got the Cursed Crown, that's going to come through onto the Crystal Maiden, as well as the Shadow Realm used by this Dark Willow. They've got themselves the Shadow Realm strike as well as Chessie moving in with the Ball Lightning, and these Remnants will take out FNG. The Cyclone comes out onto Jonas Enfant. It's going to be a 1-for-0 right now. The Terrorize out onto G as well as the Cursed Crown. The Wraithfire Blast avoided going into the Shadow Realm. Stun charged up here by Alchemist, looking over for Era. The Frostbite as well as the stun comes through. They should be able to get this kill, but Hesta Joe, he's no more for this world as he's taken out by the rest of TFT. So Dark Willow will surely take the brunt of the throw from Team Spirit if they're able to get a kill on Hesta Joe. Meanwhile, the buyback comes out from Era. In Roche now will be TFT. Nobody coming over from Team Spirit, and they actually concede the Roche and the Aegis to the side of TFT, and that gives them a way back into this. So Aegis put here onto the Storm. Frost picks up the Manta, has 3,000 gold. They're up about 7,000 net worth, but again, that mainly comes from the Alchemist. Heart next here for the Phantom Lancer. He's got the cheese. And then, of course, Shiva's guard for the Alchemist. He's closing in on finishing that off. Mjolnir finally finished here for Skitter. Buyback only available on Frost as well as G, so winning a fight for either side could result in a couple of towers going down, especially if you don't have buyback. I like to see how TFT are going to use this Aegis, if they're willing to just farm or if they want to play it aggressively, knowing that Team Spirit are relying on this Alch. FNG in the trees while Frost pushes forward. Courier comes over. TFT, they spot this, so they know that G's nearby. Chessie moving over. The Courier's going to be saved for a moment, but now it actually goes back with, like, no health. G forces the Shivas out, and now the ball lightning's going to be over. Chessie looking for somebody, but now he's hit with a frostbite as well as the freezing field. He's caught in no man's land. Hand of God comes out. The ball lightning's going to be over on a Biver, but Skitter's here, has the damage, takes out the Aegis. Oh, Winter's Curse comes out. Locking in Hanskin for just a moment. The stun's going to come through from G. Now the Terrorize on top of that, so he's unable to do anything while Frost hits away at him, but he's not doing enough damage just yet with the Lotus Orb placed down, as well as the stun charged up. Chessie's dominating as he kills off Biver. Frost in front of G as well as Hesta Joe. He's going to eat that cheese, still trying to survive, but G doing so much damage with the Radiance burning him away. Frost has to now run using the Manta Style, but it's not going to be enough. He ends up falling. 3 heroes dead here on the side of TFT. Team Spirit, they're chasing on to Chessie, who's now out of mana. In a lot of trouble. Wraithfire Blast to follow this up. Hesta Joe's here, and there's the Unstable Concoction once again, and they'll get the kill. 4 dead on TFT, as they only lose supports on the side of Team Spirit. That is a big fight there for Team Spirit. Not only fighting and winning, but fighting through that Aegis as well. Tier 2 bottom goes down. Skitter looking for the Basher next, but it's all of a sudden turned into a 14,000 lead here for the side of Team Spirit as they look for this mid-tier 3. Still waiting on Frost as well as Storm. Dead for about 15 seconds max. Stun charged up, blink forward. Continuing to keep TFT back. They'll take up this tier 3. The shrines are now open. We'll see how long they're willing to stay. Jonas Stefan with the blink, and the hoof stomp is going to miss. Chen with the send back afterwards. And now ball lightning all the way through. Oh, God. I think that's the moment you realize that they have Storm and Chen. And this could definitely be a long game. Wraithfire Blast on Hanskin. Very easy kill there for Skitter. Now looking for more with the Winter's Curse coming through. Locks in Jonas Stefan as well as Frost. Laid down the Acid Spray. Frost dead for 80 seconds. He does have buyback. The Terrorize is going to come through on a G as well. Skitter pushes them back. They've got the Lotus Orb that's going to Cyclone up this Wind Bear as well as Jonas Symphony. Blinks away. Just gets out. The Crystal Nova not going to be in time. But Team Spirit still here and looking to siege. The buyback forced out on Frost. But Team Spirit, let's see how deterred they really are. They do back off, but they're still on the TFT side of the river. Roche not up for quite some time, and Storm actually out of mana as he zips away and TPs out. Despite Jonas Infant being very tanky, he's been knocked off by Team Spirit multiple times. As I talk about that, the bash comes through. He used that Stampede as well as the Force Staff to try and get away. Ball lightning over from Chessie, in then out. Looking for an opening or just a deterrent towards Team Spirit. There's again no buyback here for Phantom Lancer. Now we've got the Ags on the Wraith King. So thanks to the Alchemist, Skitter's got himself an Ags. Not an item he was going to build, but he's got himself the Mjolnir as well as the Basher with that Ags synth. This should help Team Spirit look to siege, and again, without Frost having that buyback, if they get the kill onto this Phantom Lancer, this game could just be over. Storm's the only one who really has buyback, but as I said, that chest is going to be hit with that stun. Now the Lotus Orb finally comes out. He's able to ball lightning away. Bramble Maze laid down. And now the slow siege begins with going after this Setarax over mid. Ball lightning all the way to the back. Chessie going in with the Electric Vortex onto the Winter Wyvern, I believe. Skitter gets the kill, however, onto Chessie. Hand of God comes out a little bit too late. The Cold Embrace will be used by the Winter Wyvern. I'm not seeing it, but I can hear it. And they're going to try and force the buyback of this Storm. And there it is immediately. The Terrorize coming through onto 3 of these heroes. The ball lining onto the back lines once again, looking for FNG, but he's going to use that Glimmer Cape. Winter's Curse comes through onto Frost. Chessie using the BKB, looking over at FNG. They're going to get the kill onto the Wraith King to start, but he's got that second life. FNG in a lot of trouble. The Cold Embrace not going to keep him alive, but he's alive for 7 seconds more as that Ags is here on the Wraith King. Frost in so much trouble, taken out, dead for 105 seconds. The buyback comes out from FNG. They look over at Hanskin. They'll get themselves a second TFT corralled in their well, while Team Spirit are looking to take this game 1. Ball lining in once again with the Orchid hitting onto Biver, but he's going to use that Lotus Orb, or get the Lotus Orb on top of him to purge that silence. Now the Lotus Orb put onto this Centaur as they freeze up both this Crystal Maiden as well as the Centaur. The ball lining in, as well as back from Chessie, trying to keep his team into this. Stun charged up, not going to find a victim. Now the silence comes out again on Nibiru as well as the Electric Vortex. Going to disjoint the Wraithfire Blast. Charging up the stun is going to be G, trying to hold it until that Lotus Orb is gone, but he's going to end up throwing the stun. Stuns himself up. Bramble Maze laid down. First State Bash comes out from Skitter as well as the Wraithfire Blast. Now they've got the Unstable Concoction once more. Hoof Stomp hits on it too. They don't get the kill. Now the ball laning all the way on the backlines. They don't have these cores. They're trying to protect these supports. Ball laning again. Biver, Glimmer Cape, trying to survive. The stun is out. Chessie dead for 105. He's caught way too deep. And everybody here for Team Spirit to make sure he doesn't get back to his base. Era, the next one to fall. He's got buyback. He'll immediately use it. So it's a 3v5 here as they start to siege the bottom tier 3. Stun. Charged up here by G. Blinking in, looking for Hanskin. 3-shot dead. Gone for 52. Take out the melee racks. They'll take out the range racks as well. Still no GG called as they have Frost up in 2 seconds. Stun charged up again by G, but into the Glimmer Cape he goes. They won't go for the top tier 3 or the Setarax because the tier 2 still stands, so they'll go straight for the tier 4s. Stun thrown to Jonas F on with the Lotus Orb. That's going to bounce it back to G, but it's not that bad. Stunned up for just a moment. There's the Lotus Orb once again. Jonas Stefan is going to get stunned up as well as G. The Primal Split's going to be used by the Brewmaster. Hestijo trying to make space for the rest of this team. Reincarnation used by Skitter. They'll throw the Wraithfire Blast. Terrorize coming out in just a moment. Or no, it's going to be held here by Era for just a moment. G looks over. The Curse Crown's going to be on top of him. He's looking to throw this stun. The blink over. Curse Crown finally pops, but Frost in a lot of trouble. The Hand of God comes out. He's just running towards this top tier 2, but nowhere really to go. He's dead once again. 80 seconds gone. Storm back up in 12. So we'll see if that's going to work for the side of TFT as they look over at Hanskin. The stun's going to be enough to kill off this Chen. Bedlam on top of Biver, but it's not nearly enough damage as these 5 heroes continue to rampage your base. Dead for a moment will be FNG. He's got those 7 seconds to live before he's dead after buying back previously. Now Centaur buys back the ball lightning in from Chessie as well as the ball lightning out. Double kill here for G as double kill here for Jonas and Fun as he gets the kill on FNG. As well as Biver going down on by Era's hand. And then Jonas and Fun looking to clean up even more, but Skitter gets the kill on Era. The Electric Vortex pulling Skitter into the well for just a moment, getting hit up pretty hard. Jonas and Fun using the Force Staff to get out, but G doesn't care. He'll look over at Chessie, almost brings him down. The ball lightning over to get Skitter. He does have this reincarnation, though, and now Chessie ball lightning all over the place as they finally look for this tier 4. The Abyssal Blade's going to be used by Skitter, but the Lotus Orb bounces it back. Lotus Orb now into Hesta Joe. Jonas and Fon stunned up for quite some time, and now look at the unstable concoction on a Jonas and Fon. Silence through on a Skitter. Shiva's Guard used again by G. But now the Stampede comes through. Ball lightning forward on a Skitter. This time he doesn't have the reincarnation. Lotus Orb, we'll see how much that helps him. Stun thrown, dead with 7 seconds thanks to the Ags. And he does end up finally falling and giving up just about 2,000 gold there to Chessie. Promo code 5P121. Is this not on HD right now? Yeah, it is. We're good, we're good. Looks a little blurry to me. This is now a 36,000 net worth lead. And into Roche goes TFT. Silence out on a Biver, uses the Yules, and now G coming in with the BKB. He's going to throw that unstable concoction. The ball lightning is going to be out. The BKB is going to be popped by Chessie. I actually believe that was a BKB pop by Chessie to start. With that force back, they're going to try and push TFT out of the Roche pit. Chessie goes in. He's finally sent back. Terrorized thrown, lands on 2. Frost going in, trying to finish off this Roche. Roche actually look over at G. Jonas and Fine tries to blink in and get the hoof stomp out. Freezing field coming through from Biver. Is it going to be enough? They'll freeze over Hanskin. They'll freeze over Frost as well as the Winter's Curse coming through onto Jonas and Fine from FNG. But Frost, he's trying to survive, but he's not long for this world. He goes down, as does this Storm and the Chen. They're looking for more as they look over at Era. There's the Thunderclap for dead on the side of TFT. And this game looking very over as it's a double kill here for Skitter. And it doesn't matter, the creeps are in the base. And Team Spirit take game 1. Oh, yes, this was a great game. Team Spirit doing good job. Something, something, something. And, you know. See, you look at those polos, you look at that summer, don't you just think Hawaiian shirt? I know I sure think Hawaiian shirt, right, guys? Still working with the Hawaiian shirt. I know, I threw it over a white shirt. You're not supposed to do that. I don't have chest hair. I'm prepubescent, guys. This doesn't work over here. And I'm also, you know, I just threw it over the shirt I was wearing while I cast it all night. So, we'll be back with the next game in just a moment. Maybe we'll see some after stats on this stream. So, let me just take a look real quick. Are we going to see after stats? It doesn't look like it. It looks like we're going back to the panel. But with that, we'll be right back. And, yeah, we'll see you in just a moment. I hope you guys are enjoying some of this. And we'll see you. Give it like 5-10 minutes. We could talk in chat, guys. We got this. Don't worry. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching. I'm your caster Bkop. Can't forget this part. At Bkop92 on Twitter.